Well, I just went through the mountains. We're doing some camping, heading out on the desert. So, out through here, up in these mountains right here, and out on the desert to my right side, that's where my dad, my grandpa, it's where they basically grew up, running cattle and stuff like that out through here. Spent time all out through the desert out there. We're going to be heading out that direction to do a little stuff over the next couple of days. A little camping, visiting hopefully some Indian art sites, and who knows, we'll see what happens. Here's Emory. My dad was born here. My grandpa pretty much here his whole life almost. So I can't ever come into town without dropping by the cemetery where my grandpa and grandma and kind of my relatives are buried out here. Gotta spend a minute. Well, I'm here at the cemetery in Emory, Utah. My grandpa and grandma, Peacock, and tons of other relatives are buried here. This area out here on the desert is where they grew up. And couldn't quite get the marker totally cleared off. There's too much ice frozen on the right side of it, but Grandpa and Grandma's headstone there. Thought since I was driving through town here, I should stop over and take a little visit. My grandpa introduced me to the desert out here. San Rafael Swell. Every time I'm out here, I think about him. My dad used to bring us out. We'd drive on all these dirt roads all over creation. Sometimes we'd come out here for a couple of weeks just driving around. Feels like home. So right here is the newer church building that my grandfather was instrumental in getting built, raising money for. And next to that is the old church building, old frame structure. I think the walls were insulated with sawdust, something like that. Yeah, here's the road going out to the panels here. So this is the area where the petroglyphs are. Some of these rocks around here somewhere. Well, I've pulled up here. I didn't know if camping was allowed. I saw there's a sign that says camping. So I came over into here. I think I'm going to back the truck up into this little clearing here. And I think I'll make this my camp. The sun is trying to go down. Here's a fire pit already here. I'll have to clean it up a little. And then right back here, just back from the fire just a little ways here, between that tree and that tree right there, I think I'll put my hammock. I'm sure it's going to be below zero. I got to get some more clothes on. I've already been back up to the Indian art, the petroglyphs. I didn't know if I was going to have wood here or not, so I brought some of my own just to be sure. I don't think we'll have a problem with fire tonight. Well, I think I'll clean up the fire pit a little. Ooh. A lot of those rocks down there are frozen. I'm gonna have to build a fire before I can clean it up. One of my favorite ways to light a fire is fatwood. So I've been working on getting some more fatwood ready for another season of camping. It's one of my favorite fire starters to use. It's so good. And I have this log right here. Part of this, I've been cutting some chunks off of a log. The best fatwood I've ever had in my life. I like to cut it into pieces like that. Really lights nicely. I mean, it hardly takes any time to light. And look at that black smoke coming off of there, how much resin there is. I mean, look, that thing is just absolutely aggressive. I mean, this is some fantastic fatwood. I just love this fatwood. It burns so aggressively. I mean, this stuff is amazing. You will start a fire with it, believe me. Excellent stuff. Prepping up for 2020, man. This is some of the fatwood I showed that I had harvested some years ago. Harvested a big log, and it's just one of the best pieces I've ever found. I just like to take a stick in there like that. Generally speaking, that's all it takes to get a fire going. And that is just so simple. And it's all natural. We're all about natural, you know. So that's a pretty simple fire starting. Honestly, it's one of my favorite ways. I mean, you can just about always get a fire started really simple, really quick. No hassles. Just throw a bunch of wood down. That's what I did. Throw down a bunch of twigs. Stick that thing in there, and before that thing burns out, the fire's going. In fact, can I get at it? In fact, there's my, I can just kind of, I can daub that out. I only used maybe a third of it. Fire's going. I brought some firewood from home that we got for burning in the fireplace. A lot of places out here there's no wood really, so thought I better bring some. I want a campfire. And looks like I'm gonna have one.